Football League.
What do you say we send off the weekend with a great game of football, everybody? The stage is set. It is Sunday night prime time here on EA Sports. Let's close out the weekend with what should be a good one on Monday night prime time between the Minnesota Vikings and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Will Reichert has it all teed up. And Sunday night prime time is off and running. Johnson now on the return. And that's going to set them off just beyond their own 20. So the Steeler offense getting out there for its opening drive of the game. And they're brought out by the league's elder statesman. Drafted back in 2005, now in his 40s and still going strong. Aaron Rodgers.
Well, love him or hate him, Rodgers not ready to leave the league until he's satisfied with how his final chapter reads. He didn't get the storybook ending he wanted last year. Taking another run at channeling all that doubt into success. One final time. Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
From the shotgun, Rodgers finds his back, Jalen Warren. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. 6 yards on the play and enough for a first.
A play like this, that's exactly where you want to get him the ball, right on the outside, where he's got the space and a lot more room to work.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. First down throw by Rodgers. Caught by Warren out of the backfield. And he'll get it up to the 44.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
2nd and 3 now. This is Warren, headed right. And only can get his yard here, bro. It's going to be 3rd down.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
3rd down, 1 yard to go. They'll go again with Warren. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You love a huddle? Okay, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Warren once more. Works his way to the 35. And he's down all the way to the 30. They'll get 18 yards there. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh first down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
Offense sure is marching to begin this game. Here's a first down from the 30. Here's a give inside to Gainwell. And a couple of teammates combining there for the stop after just 1 yard.
That's a pretty good stop on first down. This defense now gets a chance to dictate, and that's what all the great defenses want to do, Kate. They want to dictate it on their terms and not just be reacting to what the offense is always doing.
Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8. Again, this is Gainwell. That is exactly why you rally to the football. He got through one tackle, but the next guy gets him for a loss. Following the play, one of the Vikings in some distress as they hurry the medical staff out to look at him. Offense going with a 4-receiver set, 3rd and long. Now looking to throw with Rodgers. He smartly won't risk something here, just chucks it away.
There's not a quarterback alive that enjoys throwing it away on 3rd down. But that's a good case right there of live to play another day. Live to play another series and don't put the ball in harm's way.
Facing 4th down, the Steelers opt in for the field goal. Chris Boswell out to do the honors. This from 48 on the left hash. Boswell able to knock it through. And the opening drive of the game ends in 3 points.
All in all, Kate, I'm going to call that a good start. Offense established himself, moved the ball, and the kicker able to give him a lead.
Now Boswell on to send this away. This return starts at the 5. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. And here come the Vikings, taking the field for their first drive of the game. And leading them in his pseudo-rookie season after that injury cost him last year. The 10th overall pick in our 2024 draft, J.J. McCarthy.
You know, Kate, that injury robbed us all of what looked like a promising rookie season through the preseason where this kid was on fire. But he's still got a year of learning from head coach Kevin O'Connell. Maybe more importantly, watching Sam Darnold's magical season. Now the ball's in his hands. That wasn't going anywhere else on that play. It's one of the ones called specifically for the tight end because they know he's able to get a good release off that play action, and then he gets himself in space to do some damage.
This is Mason on 2nd down. And he'll get it up to the 44. That one gains 7. And that's going to give the Vikings the first down.
Find me an offense that won't take that type of result every snap. Good execution, quality game, and it move the sticks.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Now McCarthy has him on the quick hitter. He gets it up a little shy of midfield. Patrick Queen arranging in for the tackle.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush and pass. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Mason gets it on the counter. No luck there. Ran that one right into traffic and went nowhere as a result. It's going to be 3rd down.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
Extra man in the secondary for the Steelers. 3rd down coming up. From the shotgun, McCarthy. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
It's a gain of 8. And the Vikings first down.
You know, before the snap, right before the snap, you may have to take off if the read isn't there. That was a great adjustment made at the perfect time for the first down.
From the gun, Mason. Trying to make it happen, but no luck. This goes backwards on 1st down.
Stay on schedule. SOS. We talk about it all the time offensively. You've got to stay on schedule, and a run like that puts you now so far behind the sticks that it takes some superhuman effort now on 2nd down.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Now be caught by Adam Thielen. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
Adam Thielen. It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 8.
Play number 8 of this drive, and it's 8 that they need here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. He puts some air under this one, deep right. And that's incomplete. He had the touchdown, but just couldn't finish off the catch, and a potential 6 points comes off the board. And we're seeing this more and more these days, mixing some deep looks into that opening script. Brock test all levels of the secondary. They held up there.
Yeah, it's not going to be the last time this defense will be tested. This group likes to push the ball down the field. They answered the call that time.
And this doesn't just reach the end zone. He kicked that one all the way through it for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Steeler offense out and ready to go for their second drive. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Here's the dump off to Warren. And some excellent work to drive them all the way up past the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 12 there. And that's the Steelers' first down.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
A give left side to Warren. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, and they got a tackle behind the line. But a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
First down run netted him nothing. Here is 2nd and 10. Now Rodgers. Setting up the running back screen. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
Well, this is the type of game we've come to expect from him as a runner, toting the ball, but he's just as adept at turning the screen into the same kind of yardage, too.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Working out of the gun. It's Rodgers. He gets a lot behind one. Deep downfield. Another drop. The last 2 plays both should have been intercepted, but neither could be brought in. However, Brock, they do at least force this 4th down.
We know in this league you can't start every game with scoring drives, but I think that's a clear picture of why you don't keep this drive sustained. Got to execute on the most important down, and that's 3rd down.
And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. Now for the second time this game, we get a look at this Vikings offense. And they're certainly hoping for some better results here after that first drive ended in a punt. All right, working from the gun to start. 1st and 10. Mason gets it from the gun. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play.
Big man up front said, not in my house. Let me tell you, Kate, once you're in the grasp of one of those big old fellas on the D-line, you're done. They would say it on the East Coast like this. It's over. Over.
Well, nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10. Another run for Mason. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Peyton Wilson getting there for the stop.
Wilson on the stop. A 1-yard pickup brings up 3rd and 8.
It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here. McCarthy looking to throw. He's going to loft one deep to the left. He's got it inside the 25. And they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal here from the 7.
It's a gain of 75 yards. And the Vikings first down. 1st and goal at the 7-yard line.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
And he takes it in for the Minnesota touchdown. The Vikings pull ahead 6-3 in the first. It's a Justin Jefferson touchdown. Great opportunity to find a touchdown there, Brock, and they come through with 6.
Receivers want the ball everywhere on the football field. But you start smelling the end zone, they really want their chance. And they will tell you as a quarterback, just give me an opportunity and I'll make a play. He sure did.
Now it's Will Reichert on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Vikings take a 4-point lead.
The score, Vikings 7, Steelers 3.
Here's Reichert, set to kick this away. Johnson with a return here. All right, and in the end, Brock, this is going to make it out to the 30. The Steelers offense headed out. And as they get set, partner, gotta imagine they're bringing some urgency with them to the field this drive, too.
Yeah, I think you and I both know in calling these NFL games that sense of urgency can be replaced by full-blown panic in a hurry. So find a way to possess the ball and, more importantly, score some points.
That's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right. No luck finding his receiver that time. So that brings up second down.
Well, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate zone to effectively move the ball in this league.
On second down, Warren. And he will have this across that 40-yard line before they manage to stop it. Big gain, 14 on the play. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh first down.
Oh, that vision he has when he gets into space like a chess master. Seeing multiple moves ahead of time. He knows who's going to attack and in what angles, and he maneuvers his way through before someone can finally get to him.
Trying the left side and Warren. And they'll bundle this up after a 4-yard gain. Tackle made by Jeff Okuda.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, it's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
4 yards on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 6. Rodgers here from the gun. Completed over the middle. And he'll get this through the midfield stripe and starts pushing into Vikings territory.
That's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 3.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Rodgers will look to throw. This finds its target. That's Metcalf. And he's brought to a stop after he found plenty of room to run.
That's just so good. I mean, that is teaching tape right there. It's what you want your guys to do. So not just catch it and fall down, but have a plan. Yes, you got to catch first, but then have a plan to go attack. Be aggressive. Get those yards after catch. That is a job well done.
On first down, Warren. Not the way to begin a new set of downs, Brock, as they drop him behind the line.
You know, for pitchers, you hear them say, gosh, you got to pitch this guy backwards. For defenses, you got to do the same at times, Kate. You just can't always run it on first. You got to mix in some high percentage pass plays. Otherwise, you're going to get hit right in the face for a loss just like that.
Here's 2nd and 11. Short pass brought in. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line.
I feel so bad. I really do. And I don't mean this sarcastically, Kate. I feel bad for these guys in coverage. I don't know how you defend some of these players today because they get that drag route, they get one step inside of you. Well, there's very little you can do other than make the tackle.
Rodgers throwing on 3rd down. And this time they're going to get to him before he can get that pass away as he goes down. And the defense comes through, and that's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
Sometimes I wish everybody could feel what that feels like. When you're a QB and you just feel the air in the pocket getting sucked out and you know there's no escape, it can be just one heck of a deflating feeling. Not for that defense who puts a sack on the board.
Facing 4th down, the Steelers opting for the field goal. Chris Boswell out to do the honors. Made his first one. This is a little over 40. Boswell able to knock it through. And that cuts the lead back down to a lone point.
That's why they spend all the time on the practice field during the week. That kind of operation. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing, and a 2 for 2 for this kicker.
Things trim back down to a single point, Brock, as they send this off and away. Starting from the 5. Jukes one defender. So they're going to begin from the 36 as he's brought down. The Minnesota offense ready to set up shop again. And that last drive, no answer for what they were doing through the air, so expect some tighter coverage this time around. So good field position to start with for the Vikings. It's 1st and 10. On play action now, McCarthy. Connects on the crosser. By a man, and now he's in the clear. And he's down inside the 40 before he's escorted out. It's a 26-yard pickup there. And it'll bring up a Minnesota first down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
They send a receiver in motion right. A give to Mason. And he's not going to manage to get back to the line even. Tackled for a loss. We've got 2nd and 11.
Good defensive tackles in this league, Kate. They can take up a couple blockers. Great defensive tackles. Well, they stuffed the stat sheet just like that, knocking that run backwards before it could get started.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Running once more with Mason. Breaks the tackle, green grass ahead. And he's out of bounds on a gain that takes him into the red zone, Brock, inside the 15. That's going to pick up the first down after a gain of 26.
Kate, that's the type of run that shines the light well on him as a runner, of course. And you got to give a lot of credit to everybody else. Those skill guys, when you have an outside run, they got to do their job. Not just the big boys up front, not just the running backs. That takes everyone on the perimeter blocking to get a big run like that.
And the Steelers get home. They drop him. And the hits just keep coming for them on this play, it seems. Elsewhere on the field, they've got a player hurt and in need of some attention. Rough start to this set of downs. Now 14 to go on 2nd. Another try following the sack. Escapes the pocket. And he's tackled for no gain.
That's just a case where you're trying to make something when there really is nothing there. There just wasn't an opening for him to work with, and he was lucky to get what he could.
Let's see what they went with on 3rd down. Here's McCarthy to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that sack brings the offense to 4th down.
Opening frame of the game, and 2 times already, these defenders have got home for a home run sack. If they get their way, a lot more teammates are going to join them on the stat sheet with the takedown before this one ends.
So the Vikings will try a field goal on 4th down. Will Reichert headed out from the left hash, a 40-yard look. And we will not see the field goal try just yet, as the clock has hit zeros on our first quarter. 7-6 is our score. Back in a moment with more of the NFL on EA Sports. The 2nd quarter to begin. Vikings in control of it. And we might see 3 points here on this opening play. The field goal unit is out. Reichert connects there. And that'll push their lead to 4.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
Here's Reichert set to kick this away. Kenneth Gainwell now to return. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25-yard line. The Steelers and Jalen Warren headed back out there offensively. And they brought out their kicker for a field goal their last possession. This time they'll look to bring him out for an extra point instead.
yardage. It's not going to kill this drive on the first play, but it does put you a little bit behind schedule. Now second down becomes critical because nobody wants a 3-and-out.
Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8. Play fake. It's Rodgers. Finds a man right side. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. It's a pickup of 9 yards. And that's a Steelers first down.
Kid, I can promise you that's one of those play-action plays they've repped over the week during practice. That both quarterback and tight end went to bed last night thinking, man, I hope this one's called. And when it is, I hope you have just a little space to operate. That play-action works beautifully. And the tight end, the beneficiary.
And he has enough room to gain about 4.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
First down run, nabs him 5, now 2nd and 5. From the 41. Finds him over the middle. And some excellent work on this play. It takes him a while to get to him downfield.
It's a gain of 23 yards. And the Steelers first down. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Well, that is a well-designed route right there. He really made it easy to get that pass to him. Creating space, QB receiver, deliver.
Here's Rodgers on 1st and 10. Finds Metcalf there over the middle. And he can't finish it off in the end zone, but a great effort out of bounds all the way down at the 5. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
Speed kills, baby. You better make that tackle right away on these receivers or you're going to get some serious yak. Those yards after catch just like that. Taking a short gain and turning it into an explosive play.
Austin put in motion right. 1st and goal, Warren. So much for finishing things on the ground, huh? He is stopped at the line. They're going to have to regroup now on 2nd and goal.
Pretty easy for me to play armchair quarterback up here and say I just don't like that call on 1st and 5, especially when you get nothing from it. Man, that one stinks.
Another chance at it on 2nd and goal, still from the 5. From the shotgun, Rodgers. And he sails that one over the end zone.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive downfield. I love the call. I love pushing the ball down the field. But the windows in the throwing lanes aren't there long. And it only takes a little bit for a throw to be off.
They've held him out twice. Here we go. 3rd and goal. To throw is Rodgers. And it's incomplete on 3rd and goal.
Oh, that is such a bummer. A dropped touchdown right in the end zone. We're going to see how quickly he can flush this one. He better, because they got to make an impact later.
Facing 4th down, the Steelers opting for the field goal. Chris Boswell out to do the honors. A pretty automatic look for him from the left. Boswell able to knock it through. And that cuts the lead back down to a lone point.
Give him the first half trifecta. He's 3 for 3 on field goals. And as much as they'd like 6 points to end drives, not 3, they can at least be happy they're getting consistent looks inside field goal range. He's delivering.
Things trim back down to a single-point Brock as they send this off and away. Return starts at the 9. And this drive will start inside the 25. Now the Minnesota offense trotting out. And they were able to contribute 3 points to the lead their last time out. Another chance to build on that advantage here. First call here coming from the shotgun. Now give it to Mason. And he'll manage 3 there to begin this one. 2nd and 7 coming up.
Deshaun Elliott there on the tackle. A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the 27-yard line.
Last run got him 3. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll send him over right. Play action, McCarthy. This one's to Hawkinson outright. And he reaches the 35 before going out. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward.
That pitch and catch won't show up as a big play on the stat sheet, but it gives his own defense a little time to rest. It gives an offensive coordinator a new set of downs to work with.
They're set up at the 35 now. On first down, it's Mason. That's a nice run in there on that 7-yard gain. Make it second down.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
7 yards on that last play, so this is 2nd and 3. Straight ahead, here's Mason. Give him 3 yards, and they're just inches away on 3rd down.
An offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to 1st down. But instead, the defense, well, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out on a 3rd and short.
Here we go, goal line formation coming out on 3rd and inches. McCarthy on the sneak. They were loaded and ready for that sneak, weren't they? They stop him at the line, no gain.
It's a gain of a yard.
Kate, is there a simpler play in football that's come to life more than the QB sneak? We see all different varieties now, but it has become so darn effective. And when you got a tough QB that wants to put it on his shoulders, you sign up for it.
Throwing on first, it's McCarthy. It's caught, that's Thielen. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
8 yards on the pickup, brings up 2nd and 2 at the Steelers' 46-yard line.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Mason will try this one up the gut. Hop behind the line here on 2nd down, which is only going to make things tougher for this 3rd down coming up.
Give some credit to the defense on that one. We don't see him get fooled into making the wrong read very often in the RPO. That's why the RPO, in fact, is part of their game to begin with. He normally makes the right call. He didn't do it there.
Good moving drive, but it could stall out here. We've got 3rd and 4. From the shotgun, McCarthy. That one's cut along the left sideline. And they're on him to send him out right before he gets to that 30-yard line. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route, and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that 1st down run.
On these 1st and 10 calls, defenses are always keyed in that a run might be coming their way. And as soon as the QB turned to give the ball, the entire defense came crashing in to bury them for a loss.
A momentary speed bump there on what has otherwise been a great drive. Here's 2nd and 11. From the shotgun, McCarthy. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
3rd down and 11.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's short of the 1st after a mild gain.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
So the Vikings will try a field goal on 4th down. Will Reichert headed out. First field goal was good. His 2nd look from inside of 45 yards. Reichert connects there. And that'll push their lead to 4.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team is out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
Here's Reichert set to kick this away. Johnson now on the return. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. The Steelers and wide receiver DK Metcalf set for another drive. And unless the coverage adjusts to slow him down, Brock, He's going to be busy and a productive target for them throughout the rest of this contest. Rodgers here off the play action. And he's going to have this up near the 40, just a little bit short of it. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
From the gun, gives it Gainwell. He picks up 5 on that first down run, brings up second down.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. It's like they got the home run derby, but you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you could win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you, you get runs of that length, it may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
This is Warren, headed wide. And he's rerouting towards the middle, only gets him a couple. It's third down.
He was tackled at the 46-yard line. A gain of 2 brings up 3rd and 2.
Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. It's caught by Wilson. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. Give him 13 on that play. And it'll bring up a Pittsburgh first down.
The Steelers first down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Trying an inside give to Warren. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play.
Job one of so many D tackles in this league is eat up space. Don't get moved off your spot. But the difference makers, they just not only eat the space, they eat those runners too.
First down run netted him nothing. Here is 2nd and 10. Rodgers here from the gun. It's his running back. And a nice game here, but it stops short of the first.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, Kate, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm and a nice little gain on top of it.
3rd and 2, Rodgers. Can't connect over the middle, it's incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. And now they're left with 4th and short.
We see this all the time. The number one thing you see NFL defenses do to try to force that 4th down, get to down coverage. Put your cover guys on the field. Let the boys up front cut it loose with pressure, and let the cover guys go shut it down.
Boswell able to knock it through. And that cuts the lead back down to a lone point.
I know. Sometimes we take kickers for granted, but I'll tell you what, you can't hit that any better. Never even flirted with an upright. That was right down the middle.
Things trim back down to a single point, Brock, as they send this off and away. Brings in the kick at the 9. Finds some space. He's past the 30. And he brought this one almost to midfield before he's tackled. The Vikings now set to take the field. And they settled for a field goal on their last series, so points are a positive, but they'll look to upgrade to a touchdown here. First play in the drive. Here's Mason. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense.
Now might be a good spot to remind everybody, about for the 1,000th time, how much better athletes these D tackles are today, Kate. A decade or 2 ago, they just ate up space. Now, they eat up running backs.
First play of the drive, lost a yard. Need to get it back and some change here. 2nd down. He's going to get this to the opposing 41. That's 16 on the pickup. And that's going to give the Vikings the first down.
And the Vikings first down. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Get to Mason running right. And a power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the Steelers' 39-yard line.
After the 3-yard pickup, it's 2nd and 7. Off the play fake, it's McCarthy. The left side brought in by Hawkinson. This gets down to about the 36-yard line. Darius Slay with the stop.
This defense didn't give up contain there, Kate. That was an instance where the more exciting plays were taken away downfield. And even looking to the tight end wasn't going to net them much.
The Steelers go to a dime set. Must be thinking pass on this 3rd down. Couple additional DBs brought in. Same guy. Here's Hawkinson again. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the first.
And the Vikings, first down. 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
The goal of that little drag route is to get him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. That picked up a good chunk, and it was nearly a big play.
The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Now McCarthy. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Jordan Addison, the intended target. And it's going to be 2nd down.
Making it harder than it needs to be right there. Just get the catch first. Guarantee some yards. And then worry about escaping the defenders and getting upfield.
Still 10 to go. It's 2nd down now from the 26. Throwing again now. McCarthy. They set up the screen. It's Hawkinson. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And it'll bring up a Minnesota 1st down.
Sure nice to see them looking for their tight ends in the passing game. Such great size to have out there. It really forces defenses to try to find a way to defend them along with everybody else.
They'll go play action here. It's McCarthy. And this time they're going to get to him before he can get that pass away as he goes down. And that sack quickly changes the tone of this series, Brock. It's 2nd down.
And it just keeps coming, Kate. It just keeps coming. This defense relentless in this first half. 3rd time. Now this quarterback's got to pick himself off the turf. When they get in that locker room at halftime, it's going to be a quick one. I think the whole message is going to be, how do we protect our quarterback? Because if you can't do that, this offense can't get started.
Second down and 19 yards to go after that sack. Motion man right is Jefferson. Another try following the sack. Completed over the middle. And he'll go down here at the 16. So we're at the 2-minute warning here from Brazil. The Vikings hoping to grow their lead before halftime. 3rd and 10. Can this offense get it done? McCarthy to throw it. He'll make a big for it on the ground. And he's going to have enough for the 1st down. Not by much. He got it. That's all that matters. Sets him up with the 1st and goal.
And the Vikings, 1st down.
You know, that's one of those little mental Rolodex plays. Right before the snap, you know if the read isn't there, that option isn't there, you can use your legs to make the adjustment and go get the 1st down.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Looking to throw, McCarthy. And he takes it in for the Minnesota touchdown. The Vikings grow their lead just before halftime. It's a Justin Jefferson touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. All right, so this solid first half continues for Brock. They're into the end zone to extend their advantage.
And I think if you're a head coach, you've got to be very happy with the effort so far. You always preach about coming out strong, and they've been the ones dictating the tempo. As a result, they add to their lead.
Reichert on for the point after.
For the extra point.
Right down the middle, it's good. And the Vikings grow their lead to 8.
Vikings 20, Steelers 12.
Here's Reichert set to kick this away.
For the Vikings.
On the return, here's Gainwell. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. The Steeler offense set to get back on the field. And last drive left them in a little bit of limbo, Brock. They were happy to leave with points, obviously, but not happy that they had to settle for a field goal instead of a touchdown.
Coaches love to say on offense, let every drive end in a kick. The bronze medal's a punt, silver medal's a field goal, and now they're going to be striving for that PAT, the gold medal.
He's got it at the 30. And they're going to have it all the way down near the 25.
It's a gain of 52 yards. That's good for a Steelers first down. First and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Well, that's sure one way to take the lid off a defense. Great work to find the biggest hole in the coverage, and more importantly, go exploit it.
Things looking totally different after that last play. It's first and 10 inside the opposing 30. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
On second and 10 now, Rodgers finds him over the middle. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20.
That's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 3.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Throwing again, it's Rodgers. Gets this one to Freiermuth. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. Pittsburgh will go ahead and use its second timeout. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half.
First and 10 at the 13-yard line.
To the line we go. They're set, first and 10. They'll throw again. Rodgers dumps it off to his running back. It's forced out of bounds after a gain of about 4 there. Second down.
That's called the quarterback's best friend, Kate. Gains like that on the screen aren't possible without everyone doing their job. One missed assignment is the difference between a big gain and being dropped for a loss.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Throwing once again, Rodgers. And they will score. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. The Steelers earn the chance to tie before halftime. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
Chris Boswell for the point after. And he hits the extra points. A little surprised they wouldn't go for 2 in the tie, but at least he made it, so the lead falls to a single point. Things trim back down to a single point, Brock, as they send this off and away. That's going to be taken in at the 8. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Vikings and their QB, J.J. McCarthy, returning to the field on offense. And he sure has put on that chef's hat to dice up their defense early in this one. Quite the appetizer that he's prepared to what could be a great overall performance. That's caught in stride by Addison. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 35-yard line.
So less than a field goal separating these teams after our first 2 quarters. As we throw to Scott Hansen with our halftime report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Welcome into the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you on an abridged halftime report. Good competitive first half. This game kind of has a punch-counter-punch feel to it, as reflected on the scoreboard. Tight game going into the second half. Can either team pull away? To find out, let's go back to the stadium and our broadcast team, Kate Scott and Brock Hewer.
Thanks so much, Scott. While we checked in with Scott in Orlando, our 2 teams here, no doubt, made some adjustments. It's a close game here as we get ready for our 3rd quarter. The first half controlled by the offenses, Brock. Let's see if the defenses can take over in the second half. We're underway. Has this at the 6. And in the end, Brock, a pretty exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. The Vikings and Justin Jefferson ready to go to work again offensively. And they take the field in good but not great shape, Brock. They've got that lead, but no doubt they'd love to see it grow.
Yeah, and just having the lead does take some pressure off. It doesn't change the sense of urgency. It's always on tilt in the NFL, but it should allow them to operate a little more freely.
It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
And the Vikings first down.
Kate, a run like that, just everybody gets to breathe. Things become so much easier when you start a drive with momentum like that.
Play action, McCarthy. Taking the deep shot there on first down. Okay, no luck connecting. It's incomplete. He's been a frequent target throughout this game, Brock. We've seen that coverage tighten up a little bit more on him every time the ball's thrown his way.
Well, it hasn't taken him off the board completely. He's still beating them for some catches, but that heightened focus defensively does lead to moments like that one where what would normally be a catch falls incomplete.
They're running the option, short side. Decided to keep it, but couldn't escape the pressure there. They catch it behind the line.
It's easy for me to say up here in the friendly confines of the booth, Kate, but that was not the right read. And you hate seeing him absorb yet another hit at the end of the play. You never want him taking unnecessary shots throughout this game.
This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12. From the shotgun, McCarthy. No one open, so he chucks this to another county.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or 2, and 3rd downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hands, their coach wants to see them convert those.
Minnesota lined up in punt formation. And he'll try to have his 2nd punt top his first one. This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver. And they're coming off an excellent series throwing the football that led to that touchdown, Brock. So you and I both expecting that defense to be looking for that on this series. They'll start on the ground here with Warren. Escapes a defender. And this is brought to a stop up at, say, the 34-yard line there. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
That's good for a Steelers first down.
I just love that so much, Kate. Yeah, they trailed at the break, but that doesn't deter you from running the ball. And results like that will more than likely have them lean into the run game.
Now a shotgun handoff to Gainwell. And he's not going to manage to get back to the line even. Tackled for a loss. We've got 2nd and 11.
You know how we hear about teams and quarterbacks avoid targeting a stud cornerback, just throwing away from him? Well, maybe they should avoid running it anywhere near this guy. He's having no issue stopping these plays cold.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Rodgers set to pass. Short pass brought in. And that will not be enough for a first down.
You know what I love to say, you never go broke taking a profit, and you often gain profits when you use your eyes as a quarterback. Those hitch routes, those underneath throws, oftentimes it's the eyes of the quarterback looking downfield and then taking that short completion.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. From the shotgun, Rodgers. That's caught for the first. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. They get 13 on the pickup. And that's a Steelers first down.
Every time I see one of those angle routes, I think back to my day one install. Rookie minicamp in the NFL. Texas, angle route. 49ers of the 80s, they were making hay with it then, and the running back still doing it to this day.
Gives a give inside to Gainwell. Finds a nice lane there, and that's good for 6 yards.
A humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
First down run gets him 6, so now it is 2nd and 4. Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. Connects on the crosser. And he's all the way home. Touchdown, Pittsburgh! The Steelers grab the lead on their first series of the half. The impact this guy has had on this game, Brock, has been massive. They'd be on the comeback trail right now if it wasn't for his 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, that second one far bigger than his first when you just look at the game circumstances. Puts him in front here in the second half. Puts a little jet fuel in the engines of their defense.
Rodgers has his guys set. Looking to tack on 2 to that touchdown.
The Steelers will line up for the 2-point conversion.
He's throwing for it! He has it! Ooh, and he can't shake the defense. They track him down in the backfield, and this 2-point attempt fails. Whenever you're throwing for 2, you always expect to see the pass go into the end zone, because otherwise you risk defenders rallying to the ball and stopping it short.
Yeah, that is spot on, Kate. With the defensive speed in today's league, gosh, you're just taking a risk anytime you throw it short of the end zone.
Now Boswell on to send this away. He fields it from the 8. And a decent run back is going to end as they bring him down inside the 30. The Vikings offense back to the field now. And they'll try for better results this time around, Brock, after they had to punt it away last time out. Vikings to the line now. Here's 1st and 10. Running right. Here's Mason. He starts out this drive with a nice gain of 8. 2nd down.
That run may not have gotten you a first, but sure, a nice little run to set the table.
2nd and 2 at the 37-yard line.
After that little 8-yard scoot, here comes 2nd and 2. McCarthy fires out wide, complete. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. This is Mason. Robbed by the first guy he met. No gain on that 1st down run.
Stopped right at the line, but might as well have been a loss of yards as far as the offense is concerned. It's always humbling when you try force versus force.
McCarthy going to keep it himself. And keeping the zone read costs him. He takes a hit, loses some yards too.
Send a pretty clear message to the QB right there on that one. No one fooled for a second as they create the tackle for loss.
And the Steelers go in nickel, 3rd down. Running back sent in motion left. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means fourth down coming up.
So many coaches love third downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know, got to execute and convert on these third downs.
The Vikings getting their punt team out. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. The Steelers and Aaron Rodgers headed back out on offense. And like we've seen from him before, Brock, he got a good game going early through the air and kept the pressure up from then on. He's still taking it to him now as we work through this second half. To the air here on first down, Rodgers has him on the quick hitter. And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up second and a yard at the 29-yard line.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Staying between the tackles with Gainwell. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. He gets 6 on that play. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh first down.
He easily had the yardage for a first, but he was hungry for a lot more. I think that tackle prevented something that was going to be a lot bigger than just a first down pickup.
First down, and they go right back to it. And he's stuck with him, but this one heads the wrong way. He winds up losing yards.
Hey, don't get me wrong, Kate. Every defensive guy, they watch tape in their own ways. But linebackers, well, they're a little bit like quarterbacks. They got to develop that sixth sense by watching that tape so they can diagnose and get home in a hurry like he just did.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Rodgers here from the gun. Catch made by Austin. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line.
That's a gain of 10. Brings up 3rd and 2.
Third and just 2 to go. To throw is Rodgers. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
You know, Kate, with the game that they put together, it's surprising to see them really run into any hiccups when they appear. They move the ball very well throughout, just unsuccessful on that 3rd down.
The Steelers set to punt it. And this will be his 2nd effort of the contest. Takes out a one-stop. There's something on the return, but not much as it still ends inside the 20. The Vikings and Justin Jefferson ready to go to work again offensively. And he has kept his pace up in the second half. His quarterback more than happy to keep throwing it his way, considering what he's been able to do with his looks all game. On play action now, McCarthy. To the right, hauled in by Jefferson. And what a big play that was on first down, but we also have a flag. This might be coming back. A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond.
Still first down.
Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. On the move, headed right. Now he takes it. And he will slide down just a little bit shy of getting that first down. But better to avoid the hit. Smart play there. That's going to set up 2nd and 1 at most.
Oh, man, those defensive players hate slippery quarterbacks. Near impossible to keep them hedged in or corral them behind the line there. You've aids them long enough to turn a potential loss into positive yardage.
From the shotgun, McCarthy. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And it brings up 3rd down.
On the throwaway. He was covered by Patrick Queen.
McCarthy throwing here. Downfield, he's got Hawkinson. They're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the first down.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Wow, certainly found the weak spot in the coverage with that catch. Really goes to show they trust every single player, receiver, running back, in that case, tight end, to be a playmaker in this offense.
New set of downs for him from the 46. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy in midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48.
Made at his 48-yard line. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
Eight yards to go. Well, let's see how they approach this second down. They'll go play action here. It's McCarthy. He wants to Hawkinson outright. And he gets it past the 50 and down to the Steelers side of the field.
Call it feel, Kate, call it instincts. I don't really care what you call it, but the best QBs, they can sense it. They know when that pressure's coming, and they know how to avoid it. Keep that play alive, extend it outside of the chaos, and go get your offense a completion.
Throwing on third, McCarthy. Buys time, rolling right. And he'll be brought down after getting it to the 47-yard line.
Just not much to do right there, whether he wanted to run it or throw it. Even if he scraped a positive gain out of it, that's still a win for this defense.
The only move this offense is making is toward the line, Brock. They're going for it, 4th and 3. They'll run for it with Mason. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Now, you'd sure love to see a little more yardage when you get into the open field, but this offense, it will take a new set of downs with that toss run.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Off play action. It's McCarthy. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down.
Everybody wants to play quarterback until a play like that. Almost no resistance off the ball and the defense ready to maul you. It was all he could do to get rid of it before he gets just clocked.
After the incompletion, they come up on 2nd and 10. Now McCarthy. Couldn't connect right side. It's incomplete.
Boy, offenses that connect in this intermediate zone are so effective. Getting a completion in that area, and not just sparks your offense, but it just turns that aggressive meter way up. They just couldn't quite find the connection.
No connection on the last play, and out 3rd down. McCarthy looking to throw. He's trying to lay this one in deep down the right side. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. So that brings up 4th and long.
That's one of those 3rd down situations where you're asking an awful lot of your man to make a play to keep this drive going. Too much of a contested catch there, unable to bring it in.
They're out now, ready to punt it. And that's out. We're just waiting for the spots. They're going to say clear the sideline over top the 14. Now Pittsburgh's offense running back out for a new series. They've certainly had no issue scoring, but their opponents have been right there with them, so they can really use some more points on this drive. A give right side to Gainwell. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play.
Any tackle for loss hurts, Kate, but they hurt that much more from a defensive back. Those guys typically are better in coverage, and you've got to find a way to make them miss in the backfield.
Run lost him a yard to begin the drive. Here comes 2nd and 11. Now here's Rodgers. Jump off caught by his back. And a bit of deja vu as they stop him at the line once again.
He specializes in salvaging broken plays out of the backfield, but even he couldn't get anything out of that one, Kate. That defense, they were all over it.
This drive in jeopardy. Here's a 3rd and 10. Now they'll throw out of the gun. And this play's going to come to an end at the 27. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down.
13 yards on the play. And the Steelers first down. First and 10 at the
Double coverage deal breaker for a lot of QBs, Brock, but less so when it's a target you trust.
You know, it's interesting, Kate, even 20-something years ago, watching Marvin Harrison and Peyton Manning work, every defense would go into every game trying to double cover him, but yet those two, well, like we just saw right there, just got it done regardless.
Left side, pump on Metcalf. And he's going to be brought down here at the 42. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And that's a Steelers first down.
Steelers first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only one? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Throwing on first down to Rodgers. Finds him over the middle. And finally, they're able to stop this play from getting any more yards.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
Just a little reminder right there that he's more than a passer. They'll call his number as a run or two, especially if the defenses don't account for him.
Nice run last play. Sets up 2nd and 2. From the 28. Short pass brought in. And this one only manages a yard before coming to an end out of bounds. It's going to be 3rd down.
A gain of a yard. Brings up 3rd and 1.
Offense headed to the line. Just need to punch it forward a yard to reset the downs. They sneak it with Rodgers. He's fighting all he can, but won't get that final yard. They're going to have 4th down coming up.
That's all you could really expect from a sneak, Kate. 1, maybe a couple yards. So in that way, their job was executed. But the play call, well, that leaves me and I think many scratching our heads.
Inside of field goal range, but the kicker ain't moving. They're going for this. Looking to throw. He's got his man. This is Austin. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. It's an 11-yard gain to back up the considerable gamble there on 4th down, and they move those chains.
You know, they really love that drag route because he's one of those guys that count on not only to make the catch, but create after the catch. If they don't close on him quickly, he can add a lot of yards before someone tracks him down.
And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. The Steelers lengthen the lead at the end of the 3rd. So great work by the running back there, Brock. He saw a little bit of space, took advantage, and he took it all the way for 6.
So good, Kate. You'll hear running back coaches say this: slow to and then explode through. And that's exactly what he did. Slow to the hole, but explodes for the touchdown.
Boswell to add the PAT. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Steelers push the lead up to 12.
32. Vikings 20.
Now Boswell on to send this away. This return starts at the 5. He stopped on the run back at the 27. The Vikings taking the field on offense. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. Minnesota into formation. It's 1st and 10. Slot man motioned over. Play action, McCarthy. Thielens got it, it's complete. And This drive's quickly headed in the wrong direction. First play set down behind the line.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on first down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on second down.
Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Tight end going in motion here. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Throw complete to Thielen. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. We've reached the end of the third on Sunday Night Primetime. It's Vikings football. They're down, but not out on the scoreboard. Third and a lone yard coming up. And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's the beauty of mixing up your play calling. Like a great boxer, you never throw the same punch. Throw some unique looks. Now jet sweep, highly effective at moving the chains.
From the 44-yard line now, first and 10. The give to Mason. And all he can get is 1 yard. Ran that right into the defensive front.
If there's ever a play we can call garden variety in the NFL, I think we just saw it right there. That's an uneventful run and a pretty sound stop there defensively.
Following that little 2-yard run, it's second and 8. Another run for Mason. And this will only complicate matters for third down, partner. They're sent backwards.
These edge defenders in the league today, Kate, they've got so much on their list to do. A huge to-do list. They got to get to the passer, they got to set an edge, and they got to stop that run game, not just on the end of the line, but in that case, right in the middle of the field.
McCarthy throwing on third down. Forced out to his right. He's running for it. And this is across midfield. They're going to stop him at that 45-yard line. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's going to give the Vikings the first down.
Well, I can tell you what, that was the goal from the moment he took off. Kept his eyes locked on the chains and made sure he set them up with a new set of downs. Well done.
They put a receiver in motion right. First down, it's Mason. And they drop him after just a yard. Second down.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on first down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on second down. Changing things up, they're going to throw now. Has him on the quick hitter. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Complete to number 3, Jordan Addison. That's a gain of 7. Makes it 3rd and 2.
All right, 2 yards to go here on third down on what will be the 9th play of this impressive drive. McCarthy to throw it. Getting out to his left. Oh, he's going to run for it. And McCarthy slides to the ground here, but not before picking up the first.
10 yards.
Well, there was no sense in taking a risk down the field when a first down was just a run away. They'll get to reset now and figure out just how they want to attack a new set of downs.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for first and 10. Looking to throw, McCarthy. All the left side. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the Steelers' 22-yard line.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. From the gun, Mason. And he'll go down here at the 16. They get 6 and a first down as well.
A gain of 6.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Completed right side to Addison. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 10-yard line.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Mason gets it from the gun. Defender gets to him right around the line. It's going to be marked as no gain. So, Brock, that means 3rd down coming up.
Pad level, pad level, pad level. To stuff a run before it can get going means you got underneath those pads and gave that runner nowhere to go.
Extra man in the secondary for the Steelers. 3rd down coming up. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Drops back. And this defense makes the stop in a big way to bring up 4th down.
I think we've reached the point of the game, Kate, where I got to make my PSA. Protect the quarterback, and quarterback, protect yourself.
So the Vikings will try a field goal on 4th down. Will Reichert headed out from 37 yards in the right hash. Reichert connects there, and the lead is back down to 9.
That field goal didn't do a lot on the scoreboard to make it a more attackable deficit, but it does create a sense of urgency here for this defense to get off the field.
So we've got ourselves a 9-point game now as they'll kick this off. Johnson with a return here. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Steelers and Jalen Warren heading back out there offensively. And as some running lanes have closed, he's just found some new ones. Continuing to hit this defense, more good numbers well into this 2nd half. From the gun, again to Gainwell. Oh, man, nothing from him again, Brock. It has been a struggle all game as this one's quickly mopped up, too.
You want to see the term read and react with a little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
At the 28-yard line.
1st down run netted him nothing. Here is 2nd and 10. Again, this is Gainwell. Nothing doing on the draw, Brock. That's going to send him backwards ahead of 3rd down.
Well, once we saw them on a collision course with one another, we know how inertia works. The bigger man, he wins.
4 guys out wide. Here we go, 3rd and long. Working out of the gun. It's Rodgers. Completed over the middle. And that nice catch not going to translate into a new set of downs just yet. The stop is made in time to make it 4th and short.
You've got to be cognizant of where the line to gain is. You can't run that route short, and you certainly can't throw it. That route's just not deep enough. Needed to extend it closer to the chains for a 1st down.
He fields this at the 18. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. The Minnesota offense ready to set up shop again. And they've got a bit of momentum from the field goal on the last series, hoping to grow that into something greater with a touchdown here.
Yeah, I think one thing you find is you do not want to settle for a field goal again. Points are great, but touchdowns, that's what's win games in the NFL.
And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs.
And the Vikings, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
When they draw up these plays for the quarterback, these are the type of results they're expecting, Kate. Something that could tear a hole in the defense, move the chains, and just as importantly, and maybe most importantly, put a seed of doubt and thought into that defensive mind that the QB can run at any time.
Yeah, we'll give it to Mason. He did well to shake off one tackle partner, but the next one got him. He's going to lose yards.
You know, that's so hard for me, Kate. That's the type of effort that deserves better when it comes to the results. It's going to show up as a negative run on the stat sheet, but that was not the runner's fault. He did all he could to fight to get back to the line, but this defense just kept swarming.
Here we go, second and very long. McCarthy hit, he lost the football. And this is going to be a turnover. The defense forces the big play. And they limit the damage on the return, but it is still a turnover.
You know, Kate, we talk about these wide receivers all the time and their incredible body control, but I'll say this, these pass rushers in this day and age, the body control they have to get home on these sacks, but more importantly, to create these strip sacks is so hard to do, and that is a master's class in how to take the ball away. Well done.
Pittsburgh getting its offense all set to go. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. So just like all touchdowns, all turnovers also reviewed, and they want to take another look at this one. All right, so we all know what we're looking for here, Brock. Where did an elbow, maybe a knee, something touch down? And as it does, is the ball loose at that point?
Yeah, throw in forearm, wrist, shin. There's no question the offensive guy is screaming something hit the ground, while the defense is hoping it didn't.
So the nice defensive play, all for naught. He was down first, no fumble. On third and long, it's McCarthy. He longs this one up, looking deep to the right side. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. And now they're staring at 4th and long.
Defender's not going to be thrilled the catch was almost made on his watch, but more importantly, he breaks it up. Gives him a chance to do a little jawing after the play. Lets the other guy know he roughed him up and cost him that catch.
Hits him on the in route. And they're all over him after that catch. Won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. They're going to turn it over on downs.
I think every analytics book out there, Kate, said you got to go for it. You're in 4-down territory, down a couple scores here in the 4th. But now it's all about the defense. Can the defense come with a quick turnover or a stop to somehow, some way, spark a comeback?
Now the offense getting set to go for the Steelers. They didn't add to their lead last time out. They punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. Markers reset, ball at the 37. To the air here on first down, Rodgers. Finds a seam down the middle. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. That play good for 17 and a first down.
The Steelers, first down.
I know the combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the combine, because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Warren here from the gun. And this one's going the wrong way. Nice win for that defense as they send him backwards.
There's just no question about it. He has the license to adapt a little bit, to diagnose plays because they trust his instincts. And there, well, it was all on display. Expert-level diagnosis going on to see a potential run and get in position to stop it behind the line.
They put Austin in motion left. On second down, Warren. And into a wall that time. A couple of guys able to hold him right at the line of scrimmage. So third down now.
A gain of a yard makes it 3rd and 11.
From the shotgun, Rodgers. He finds its target. That's Metcalf. And they get this down to the 10-yard line before going down. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out.
First down and goal to go.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Well, so much for finishing things on the ground, huh? He is stopped at the line. They're going to have to regroup now on 2nd and goal.
Taken down behind the
We take a break from his regularly scheduled programming of pass coverage duties to see him adding a little contribution in the run support. And his teammates, you can just see the body language. A little nod, a little grin. They'll welcome the reinforcements every time.
Rodgers here from the gun. And the Vikings rush brings him down. And quickly, their chances at the end zone are running out, Brock. It's 3rd and goal.
You get into the red zone and every detail matters. It matters on the whole 100 yards. But, Kate, once you get inside this red zone, it is so critical. And let's tip our cap to the defense on the details, creating that sack.
Big play coming up here as everyone gets set for 3rd and goal. Here's Rodgers. Again, he's under pressure, and he goes down. And the defense is down away from completing this stand. It's 4th and goal.
That is a wow. Maybe that's a double wow for me. 2 sacks in the previous 3 snaps. I can really criticize quarterbacks, and too often I do, to get rid of the football, but that is about a defensive effort. Knowing what's on the line when you get in the situations in the red zone, Kate, can't do it much better than that.
Facing 4th down, the Steelers opting for the field goal. Chris Boswell out to do the honors. From the right hash, this is going to be a 41-yarder. Boswell able to knock it through. And that grows their lead to 12.
Those 3 points could go a long way to securing this W. Makes it a lot more comfortable knowing the other side's got to score a couple touchdowns now. The touchdown and field goal's not going to get it done anymore.
Chris Boswell.
Now Boswell on to send this away. Starting from the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Now the Minnesota offense trotting out.
At their own 26-yard line.
Vikings to the line now. Here's 1st and 10. Mason will try this one at the gut. And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4.
That is simply a stay-on-schedule kind of run. Nothing more, nothing less, just right on schedule.
2nd and 6 at the 30-yard line.
They'll come up after that 4-yard gain. It's 2nd and 6. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. Downfield, he's got Hawkinson. And this great effort winds up getting them well into enemy territory before he's brought down. That one nabs him 33 yards and a new set of downs, too.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw, when you throw it that deep outside the numbers, that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
He's going to keep it this time. We got 24 yards on the play, and it'll bring up a Minnesota 1st down.
Obviously, a defense wants to take away all the reads and prevent any kind of big throw for the 1st down. Fine. Well, this QB, he'll just lower his head and gash the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game.
All right, I'll set up now. 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock, but down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know it's a physical game, all 100 yards up and into the red zone and end zone. But when you get down here, you've got to come up with contested catches, and he couldn't.
He'll try and run this, and he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9.
Well, this is in every quarterback's tool belt, even the ones not regarded as the best movers and shakers. But, Kate, to play QB in the league today, you've got to be able to do this. If you've got nobody open, still get some positive yards with your legs.
3rd down from the gun, McCarthy. And he gets forward for 3 yards as we reach our 2-minute warning. It is the 2-minute warning from Sao Paulo. Vikings need to score quickly. Down in the 4th, offense staying out there for this. They're going to run it. Here's Scott. And he runs it across. Touchdown! The Vikings now within one score in the fourth. They kept it on the ground as opposed to airing it out, and that time, well, Brock, the ground game paid off.
Well, these great rushing attacks down here that could score rushing touchdowns, it takes the whole party getting involved. Yeah, the burst of the running back was tremendous. How about the launch of his blockers right off the line of scrimmage? That's a touchdown the entire way, and it took the entire group offensively.
Reichert on for the point after.
The extra point.
The point after splits the uprights. And the Vikings trim the deficit down to 5.
Steelers 35, Vikings 30.
So after making this a 5-point ball game, they kick it off. On the return, here's Gainwell. This makes it up to the 25. The Steelers and Aaron Rodgers headed back out on offense. Their lead still more than a field goal, thankfully, should the worst happen, Brock. But obviously the goal here is to hang on to the ball and try to run this game out.
Yeah, the goal is to get to the best formation in the history of offensive football. The victory formation. That is all that you're thinking right now, is just make these plays, run out this clock so we could take one more knee and celebrate.
Trying to force one through there. And it sets up second down.
I'll tell you what, Kate, challenging this guy in a close game, you are tempting fate. He got one hand on it. He gets two. It could have gone the other way.
Oh, Brock, look at this. He's setting up to throw it. And again, an interception is dropped. Looked a whole lot like the last play, didn't it, partner? And again, the turnover escapes him. It's going to be third down.
Just cannot afford right here, Kate, to go 3 and out. Not when you watched your counterpart score a touchdown. Got to cling to that lead and find a way to convert this third down. It's a big one. And cut off some of the mojo from the other side.
Back to throw. Coverman is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete.
Such a big part of that breakup, Kate, or any breakup as a corner, is your positioning relative to the target. And really, the timing of it all. You could be in the right spot, but if you don't time it, that ball is still caught at this league. That corner played that one nearly perfectly.
Punting unit out now. Fair catch called for, and he brings it in. Looks like right at about the 29-yard line. The Vikings now set to take the field. And all that's needed here, Brock, is some repeat execution from that last series. Of course, gotta expect the defense has made some adjustments after giving up that touchdown.
And that is the beauty of this game we love so much. Those back and forth adjustments on the sidelines. And can this offense do what it did a drive ago? And that is stay one play ahead of their defensive foes.
He's going to get a few here, brought down at the 33-yard line.
He made something out of that play for them. Everyone's so concerned with defending the pass, they didn't quite keep tabs on what he was doing as the QB, and it gave him just enough room to run.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Here he is to throw. And it looks great flying through the air, Brock, but problems on the business end as it falls to the ground. 3rd down coming up.
They would sure love to connect on some of these intermediate throws, those chunk throws. Getting a completion like that, well, not only does it spark your offense, but it just sets you up for even more aggressive play calling.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Throwing now. That one falls to the turf, couldn't hang on. It's incomplete.
That drop ruins the payoff to a well-designed play. It got a man open, it beat the coverage. That's a call they can revisit in the future with hopefully a much better job finishing the catch.
They've got to go for it in his spot, Brock. This is 4th down. Desperation time here. And this one's swatted away by a defender, so they went for it unsuccessfully. And now they turn it over on downs.
50% hit rate on 4th down, while not horrible, to me signifies something even more important, Kate. And that's that this offense is going to continue to be aggressive. It's been their mindset throughout, and I don't think it's going to change anytime soon.
The Steelers offense headed out. That defensive stand might have been the final effort needed to seal away the victory, Brock, but can't quite take off the pads just yet. Offense has to finish this one out.
Yeah, a few things here, Kate, to keep in mind. I've got to slow the game down as a quarterback. Take every second off the clock. If you're handling the ball, you guard it with your life, and you make sure your defense doesn't come on the field again. They just did their job. Now you got to do yours. While that run may not have moved the chains, Kate, that is such a confidence builder. Sets the tone for more play action, maybe more runs. That's exactly how you want to start a drive.
After that little 8-yard scoot, here comes 2nd and 2. They're going to pass it here. He's going to pull this one down and run with it. That's good for 7 yards. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh first down. Minnesota spends its 2nd time out here. And they'll have just one left to burn now.
1st and 10 at the 18-yard line.
Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on 1st down. Your favorite formation, right, Brock? The victory formation here as he takes a knee.
They could stop the clock now if they choose. In the final moments of the game, every second counts. If you're going to call a timeout, you want to be right next to that official to signal it in just as that knee goes down.
So make a check in the win column for the Steelers. And finally, Brock, they can exhale and take a few breaths, because I don't imagine any of them were breathing easy during that one with how close this game was.